if you're watching this a little bit at the start, you might want to skip if you're watching it later when it's not live. Skip forward into see me wave my hands around like a maniac or something and see the fish start to move. Because I've got to call Barry and get that underway. So let's get onto that now. And I'm just going to get the link for Barry.
Barry here.
G'day Barry, we're live mate. I'm just going to grab you the link now and...
Are we going to use the same link or a different link?
It'll be a new link.
Okay, great.
I'll just jump on and grab that for you.
That's okay, yeah, because I've got the channel up here now and I'm looking at yesterday's work.
Yeah, gotcha, yeah, cool. Yep,
yeah, there's so much stuff that I didn't pick up the first time that I'm picking up the second time. It's wonderful.
Yeah, cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just flicked through it a few times. Not didn't watch the whole thing, but sort of just skipped through and just to check the audio quality. It's actually surprisingly good. So
okay,
for me
fantastic.
doing it anyway, I'm not much an audio technician.
Fantastic.
My channel 5.
All right, so you flick that through to my phone, and then I'll click it, and we'll go on to the link.
Sweet. Okay. Hopefully that should be ready. And just go back to my texts. Okay, try that one.
Right, mate. I'll just step away from the phone and make this happen. Just a minute.
Beauty, right. Just doing a little lag test. Yeah, there's a fair bit of lag.
Okay, take two.
Beauty. Alright, so I'm just going to bring up my program so I can see what I'm doing. Alrighty. So.
Okay, audio on the TV is down. I'm only listening and talking to you through the phone.
Yep, beautiful. Yep. So you'll have a little bit of a delay between what I'm talking about and what you'll see on the screen, but that's okay. Cool beans. All right. So let's see. Where do I get up to? We still have to just do a little recap. We've still got to do that little detail on the corner of his lip there, and the corner of his mouth.
Yep.
I feel as though there's a lump here in his head where I'm waving the mouse. I'm just waving around in circles. There's like a dent in his forehead still that we need to iron out a little bit. And I noticed that the tail, not the tail fin, the dorsal fin actually needs to be a little bit more pointed as well. It's kind of round where it needs to be pointed. You'll see where I'm waving the mouse here.
Okay, just on that, Sam, just on that comment, be careful with that because this is going to be cast in metal.
It's going to be sharp.
And also, if it gets too thin, it's the first thing that's going to break on the keyring.
Yes, gotcha. Yep.
So I think we can sacrifice that to a certain extent.
Yeah, sure. Well, just have a look at the profile when the video pops up with that bit where I'm waving the mouse, and you'll see what I mean, and tell me what you think. Whether we want to just.
Oh, that one. Okay, that's okay. I was thinking you meant the one that's the first fin that you get, the dorsal fin. Yeah, the back dorsal fin. Yeah, you can just reshape that to give it a bit of give it that backward pointing shape.
Yeah. I feel like that would benefit it.
Definitely.
And also, I noticed that with the texture on the actual cod, his tummy is white and it doesn't have the texture. So I feel as though it might benefit from polishing that back to smooth. And we've still got to retexture the top bits.
Okay.
So. And I noticed on the metal model, and I don't know if it's going to... There's some bumps that just seem like sort of significantly bigger than the others. And I'm wondering whether they're in the model or not, or whether that's part of the casting process, but I'm wondering, like, some of those look like maybe they need to be knocked back a little bit.
What, the actual fins?
The spots.
Oh, the spots.
Some of the
Well,
spots are like a little bit maybe oversized, you know, like I feel like
yeah. That was just like a mottling of the surface to sort of represent
that
that
texture.
mottling of
Yeah, yeah,
of the skin.
yeah. Yeah, I feel like we can get a more like a better sort of visual appearance by doing a few tricks. So if you want to go that far into it, we can have a look at that as well.
Okay,
But we'll
well,
just see
by
how
all
far you
means,
want to
go
go,
into
mate.
that again. You think it will benefit by all going
Yeah,
into it.
yeah. I feel like that particular texture just isn't sort of defined enough to give you a good shadow to make it look darker in the recesses, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can have a play with the texture afterwards once we're done with the shape. Anyway, all right, let's get stuck into it. So let's bring up the corner of his lip, and I'll try and zoom in on this other fishy. So I've just zoomed right in on everything. So once you see that happen, you'll know that we're up to speed. So this really in this corner needs to be grabbed and moved down. Well, that's made a massive difference. Alright, tell me what you think of that after the orange disappears and it goes to purple.
Okay.
I'll leave it there for a few seconds and then I'll look at it from a different angle.
Pretty good.
I feel like that's made a pretty big difference, hasn't it? And we can still put a crease in as well. Put that crease in on the lip, but I think we're flipping.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the crease in the lip, although will it be that much detail? Oh, mate, that looks like a bloody cod now, doesn't it?
It does. It's really changed it up.
Absolutely. And it's in the perfect position. The eye comes straight down onto the corner of the mouth.
Yep.
And I reckon if we just do that little lip ridge over the top lip, I reckon that'd be it. Job done.
That little crease.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'll flip him around and we'll just quickly get the other side to that same shape, and then we'll come back in and put the two creases in.
Yeah. You can see the crease I mean?
Yeah. I know the one. I know the exact one. It's gonna make the whole design pop. The reason I'm flipping around to do this other side now is from a sculptural point of view. I can copy that side a lot easier if I leave it as it is. Copy it and get it symmetrical, and then do the detail on the other side, and then come back and re-detail this side. Whereas if I go in and start detailing that side, it's going to make it harder to kind of get the primitive.
No. Do what you got to do.
The primitive shape the same.
Yeah.
Might just try and flip this photo.
Now, also, I've just spoken to a metalworks company in Sydney who I met at the trade fair in Sydney.
Oh, beauty. Remember not to give away too many trade secrets on the live stream.
That's true. Yes, okay. Hear what you're saying.
Just watching out for you.
Yeah. This is so foreign to me. That's great.
Yeah, it's good. Like personally, I'll give away all my trade secrets. That's how I roll because there's not enough people doing this, so I don't mind a bit of extra competition. But it's like I do have to be a bit sensible. But yeah, I sort of give away all my knowledge because it's so hard to do. Most people can't be bothered, so I don't have much to fear.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Well, such is life, mate.
Yeah, that's it.
Those that go the extra mile and those that choose not to.
Yep.
It's so good.
doing some little minor tweaks with the sculpting tool now just to get that a little bit more refined. Still need to smooth around that top lip and make it just bulge a little bit more, I think, as well. But that's pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. I'm just going to spin that around for a little show off session on that side. Here, I've got a little box in the way. Not quite as happy with that. I can't pinpoint what it is. They may have moved it forward a little bit too much, maybe. Just waving my hands in camera now so you know I'm up to speed with where I'm talking, and yeah, just see what you think of that, whether you think we're ready to pop in that crease. I think we can definitely go. And can you see that while I'm at it? I'll wave around over that rebate in the head again. You can see that little dent just there that I feel like we need to fill out just a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it up to speed fairly well, is it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Looking great.
Good stuff. Maybe we could put a little bit more of a bump on this a little bit just here too. Sort of looking at that bit there in the picture.
It's like a slippery slide, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, let's get in and put that crease in. What sculpting tool will I use for that? Let's see. I'll tell you what, it's really weird. The software that I'm using, the picture, I've just got a green screen behind my purple fish. And so I have to look up, not at the YouTube, but on the software that I'm using to run the YouTube, to actually see it with the fish behind it. And then on another screen, I've got the fish by itself. So I'm kind of looking around all over the place to see what's going on. You sort of forget that, point the camera. So I've got that screen up there where I can see the overlay. And then I've got that screen there where I've got the fish, and then I've got this screen down here with the green background.
You're right.
It's been a bit of a process getting set up to do this live stream, but it makes it so much easier to work with people that it's been worth it.
Yeah, this is excellent.
Alrighty, now the crease. So we need a sharp sculpting tool. This is where my years of art school training come in handy.
Love it.
It's all coming together?
Oh, yeah. That's going to be red hot.
I love what I do, mate. I really do. I wouldn't live my life any other way.
Yeah, good on you.
I don't make a lot of money, I'll be honest, but I love what I do.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I really like what I do, and money's secondary.
Yep.
With a bit of luck, we'll live a longer life.
Mate, that's exactly right, and a better life.
Oh, I agree.
You know, I like to do a good job. That's one thing I like to do, is I like to do something well. And that's part of the reason I work for myself, because a lot of the time in the workplace you don't get to do that.
No, that's right. Yeah, I agree.
Oops. Yeah, sort of. I'm working towards more of this type of work and less of the reverse engineering broken things for people, which is what makes up a lot of my work, which I don't mind doing, but creating something from scratch for someone that's a new product is much more interesting than fixing a broken chair. And the thing is, there's more value in what I do for someone that's creating a product from scratch than what there is for someone that's just trying to fix a broken chair. There's not a lot of wriggle room to actually make any money when you're just trying to fix something that someone's trying to save money trying to.
Like I say, when I deal with my customers, I want to put food on their table as well as put food on my table. So with the meat in the middle, it's all good.
That's exactly how I like to operate.
That's looking awesome. Awesome.
I've got the smooth tool now.
Yeah, that's starting to look. It is. In fact, it is looking like a deadly predator. Which it is.
Yep. If we're going to scale this up, we can even re-detail things like the bumpy little sandpaper teeth and everything.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be made at a scale where that'll be appreciated, we can put that in.
Yeah. Well, look. There's always this thought, right? Get it where I like it and put it into production, so I can at least get some cash flow out of it.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yep.
Allocate some of that cash flow to making it better.
Yep, exactly. And if it's at the point where it doesn't need to be any better, then you allocate that to the next project.
Exactly.
Yep. Get more of our Aussie little icons out on the table.
Look, you've got no idea how long my list is. No idea.
I mean, you could get into birds, you could get into the reptiles,
Mate, that's I'm currently working on birds now.
Yep, beautiful.
I've got my list of native Australian fish, saltwater and freshwater.
Yep.
And once we get that established with a good range, well, then we step into the world of galahs, black cockatoos, rosellas, sulphur-crested cockatoos.
Beautiful.
And of course, the blue fairy wren. My most favourite bird of all.
Yeah, I've got the Moorcombs app, and I used to live at the bush up near Kempsey, and used to just use the app to try and identify them, and so many beautiful little birds, the little wrens, and
I stopped at Kempsey on the way through for a coffee when I drove back from Sydney. I love that place.
Yeah, I like it too.
Down on the river, it's got its social problems, but
yeah, well, we lived up out of town, and it was 50 k's out of town, and I loved it there. We were up in the hills.
Yeah.
But yeah, sadly that all came to an end when there was too much politics.
Yeah, well, that'll teach you for being a hippie.
That's exactly right, mate. Communes. Communes, mate.
As soon as politics raises its ugly head, well, it's time to pick up the caravan and move on.
Well, the way it worked was the council basically found the property and went out, there's a few houses here. What's going on? And that kind of got everyone all petrified, and everyone started getting weird.
Yeah, looking for the spy.
Yeah, just everyone wanted to make sure they got their own house approved.
Yeah.
And not worrying about the new guy.
Yeah.
But that was what it was.
Welcome to the human race.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Shut the gate behind you.
Yep.
Make sure no one else gets in. Alright, I think we've got the right tool. In hindsight, I should have done this little bit before I cracked out the smooth tool, but I'm not a perfect person. Oh, I know why. Because I'm holding the wrong button down while I'm using the pen. I was holding the undo button down at the same time as doing stuff.
Beautiful. That's the way to do it.
That's my hand sliding on the screen, if you're wondering what that fart sound is. It's not quite sharp enough, it's kind of blunt.
That is awesome.
I just love this this touchpad thing that I'm using. I'll try and turn the camera
No,
while I'm using it. Try and get a bit of a view of what I'm actually doing here.
There you go. Well, all I can say is if you're a little native creature swimming around as happy as can be in a crystal clear little creek somewhere out bush and you saw that coming at you.
Oh mate, you'd be not a happy camper.
No,
You'd be thinking, what have I done wrong?
You wouldn't have a lot of time to say goodbye, that's for sure.
No.
Oh yeah, that's a great vision there. I can see how you're doing that now.
Yeah, I thought you might find it interesting. I can't hold it for long because I've got to use the other hand to rotate the fish around. But yeah, just thought I'd show you that sort of what tools I'm actually using to get the job done. So handy, you know. I used to have to use a mouse and keyboard to try and do that, and the mouse isn't pressure sensitive, whereas this pen is. So the harder I push, the more active that pen tool is.
Amazing. Amazing.
Smooth tool there. Need to just get that just needs to be a tiny bit sharper. Something really strange happened there. That's bizarre. Oh, that's not good. The program just wigged out, and I have to rewind and just undo some of that. I don't know what I did that caused that big weird patch there, but oh man, it's a shame it was a while back as well. When the hell did that happen? Might be easier to just fix it. Yeah, I've done too much work, it'll be easier to fix it. All that blue and red is some kind of a strange error.
Cancer.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, she's got lip cancer. Actually, it got better at some point. It was worse.
Oh, we could just call it where the hook went in.
Yeah, that's right. There's plenty of ways to fix things. It's just a strange thing to actually have come across. But there's always a workaround. Hopefully that fixes it okay. It needs a bit of a buff, but that's better. You still there, mate? Just checking.
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. Yeah, strange things happen when you're going around the twist. I have no idea how that actually got there or when it happened, but we fixed it. That's all that matters. Yeah, sort of thing. Not right now. Just as I've gotten the shape where I'm happy with it, having to rewind. But as I rewound, I was like, oh nope, it's sitting there further and further back in the history. And it's this program, unfortunately, like a lot of programs, you can kind of go back into your timeline and selectively undo certain things, and it doesn't affect most of the rest of it. But this program's not like that.
Okay.
It's because, I mean, to be fair on it, it's doing a lot of work to try and remember everything it's done and then undo it.
Oh, yeah,
Would be a bit of a big ask.
Amazing.
I'm being a bit fussy here. There's a few like really subtle little hard edges on the snout there that I just buffed out.
Yep. So easy to pick up when you explode it out, hey?
Yeah, and look, and that's it's almost insidious, the being able to zoom in thing. You know, you imagine if if women could zoom in on their top lip and look at the hair on it.
Oh yeah, that'll.
You know, like they'd freak out, and there's actually no hair that you can see there, but like if you zoomed in on it, there'd be like these tiny little minute hairs, and you'd feel like Have you ever seen Ren and Stimpy?
No.
It's a cartoon. It's a pretty gross cartoon, but they have these.
Oh yes.
They have these bits where they zoom right in on the characters, and it'll be like showing someone's belly button, and it's like just really zoomed in and gross.
Yes. And there's whole eco-culture living in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, oh no, like the hair's a gigantic forest, and there's little ticks running around in there or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit like that with this. You know, it's you sort of think, oh, you know, better keep going at this, and then you zoom out and you're like, there's no way in hell that the printer would actually print that detail, and let alone be able to see it when you zoom out on the digital model. Let's just have a bit of a go at this dent in the forehead.
Now that's a mouth.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna do like a little pan around now. Still feel like I need to detail up here a little bit though.
Yeah.
That crease needs to just sort of have a little bit more of that vertical aspect to it.
Goodness me. Yep, that's not a duck anymore, is it?
Nope, she's no duck.
Yeah. Excellent.
Someone else trying to call me. I'll have to wait. Yeah, the other thing I discovered about myself, Barry, is I'm not very good at juggling lots of jobs. I'm much better off to focus on one at a time and just get it done. Bill one customer, get the job done. Bill the next customer, get the job done.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
And yeah, you know, just focusing on jobs I like. Like this sculpting stuff, I really like doing this. You know, this is the sort of thing that's you know, really enjoyable. Mechanical things can be enjoyable in their own right, but currently I'm working on fixing a 3D printer, and I have printed this part and changed the design, I shit you not, at least 10 times.
Shit.
To just get it to do what I want it to do. So you know, just trying to get parts to fit and all come together how they're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the stepper motor and the bloody the heat things and the probe that touches the bed to tell it how far away the nozzle is from the bed. And yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare.
It's cool technology, mate.
It is. Yeah. Oh, the beauty of it is that you can change it to suit you. You know, that's what I like about it.
Well, I prefer just to pick up the fork and go out and dig the garden, mate. That's my extent of
technology.
Working with tools.
Well, they say a screwdriver's a machine, isn't it?
That's it.
It's got mechanical leverage.
That's it. You can do a lot of things with a screwdriver.
I think that's a better angle for that bit. I'm just going to flip the photo. Let's look at that side while we've got it that way. That is more like it. There's actually a subtle crease here, which I'm going to go to the trouble of putting in. Because why not?
Oh. So good. So good.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked with that. That's looking.
Yeah, that mouth looks like it could open.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. I wanted that real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that the casting can bring out this detail. And look, if it doesn't, I can always go back in and do it deeper.
Well, that's right. I mean, the proof is going to be in with the first cast.
Yep.
And I'm only going to get a small production run done first, so that I can sell them quickly, and then get feedback from the retailer, and in turn feedback from their customers as to what they think could happen to it to make it better.
For sure. I was going to say I could possibly put I can probably put a dent in the eye so that you actually get a pupil as well.
Oh, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking with the eyes, if you can take a little bit of that bulge away and then just drill a bit of a hole or a dent in it, give it that
I think if you give that
to look like a pupil.
Yeah, if you give that dent a really nice hard edge too, so that it gives you a good shadow. I reckon we can do that. So just check this lip here. I'm just going to wave my hand to indicate the time frame. I'm pretty confident that is a Murray cod lip. So I'll give him a little wiggle because he's happy. Woohoo! I'll just zoom him out a bit so that we can get a bit of a better view of the whole fish. I'm very happy with that. Alright.
Yeah, mate. Excellent. Move on. Job done.
Yep. Flip that around and flip the drawing. Back to that original. Where are we? There.
Oh, lovely.
So a little wiggle.
Yeah. nice, fat, healthy Murray cod.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Opposed to the trout cod that we originally got. Yeah, that's great.
This is the third time I think I've just erased this bit and fixed it, but I just want to get that angle exactly right.
Great work.
Bit, so I think I used the 90-degree one. Oh yeah. So select the tip and just sharpen it a little bit. Something's wrong. What is it? This bit. Buff some of that out, it's a little bit extreme. Okay, that's that. And I feel like I did a pretty good job with that dent on the forehead actually. It looks like that's gotten a lot better with that bit of buffing I gave that. You can see that in this frame. Where are we up to? We're up to the little bit of stretch on that back dorsal fin, I think.
Yep.
Was there anything else on the head other than the eyes?
No, the eyes. The eyes is a good idea, and then that fin, and I think, mate, that's good enough to go to production for the first run.
Beauty. All right. You don't want to worry about doing a bit more of that texture. This like at least buff the belly smooth and put this texture back in on the top of his head there.
Oh, yep. Look, your department. You know.
Yep. Well, I mean, I don't know what your costs are as far as casting goes. Is it worth it to run this off as it is, and then test how it balances and adjust the balance, and then do a bit more detail at the same time, or do we? I imagine it costs you a fair bit to get your first one.
Yes, it's always the way. But look, here are my thoughts. Flatten and drill out the eyes. Flatten them a little bit and drill out the eyes. Put the peak on that on the rear dorsal fin. And if you look at the drawing of the Murray cod, he's got a white belly.
Yes.
So I'm thinking we just smooth out the underside of the fish,
Yep.
right from the tip of the mouth through to the back.
Yep.
And then put that mottling ever so subtle over it to represent the skin. And let's just run to production with that.
Yep. Sounds good. Perfect.
Righto.
All right. Well, I'll spend if you need to jump off the phone, you can. Otherwise, you can sit tight. I'm just gonna tinker away and just get these eyes done.
No, look, if that's okay with you, Sam, I'd like to leave you to go ahead and do that.
Yep. Beauty.
Because I've got a pressing thing here that I've got to push on with, but I can give you a call later.
Yep. Beautiful, mate. Too easy. All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
Right, mate. See ya.
Catch up.
Bye bye. Yeah, how good is this?
next couple of minutes. I'm just going to flick through these different photos and get rid of those. Just save it. Then I'm going to go through and just compare the fish to photos from different angles for a bit. Get my buff head out of the way while I do it. Don't need me. Well, we nailed that fin. And the head. Pretty good. I mean, obviously in this photo, this fin is sitting in a down position. But other than that, it looks very accurate. Let's get a different photo. Obviously the mouth's open in that one, but a lot of similarities there. Maybe those eyes could be further apart from the top-down view. Just looking, there could be a little bit more of a space between them. Push them further apart. But we did narrow the fish for the sake of the weight, so just considering that, I kind of remember them having a slightly broader noggin. And this one seems to suggest that, but I guess that also depends on whether they've come from a dam or from a river or. That tail's fanning more than ours. Stocky little fella, that one. And the way that it's bent, it's bending upwards, is something peculiar about the pose of that one. I mean, its mouth's a little more open, which is changing the position of this crease here a little. Make it deeper and darker, and obviously that's a drawing as well, so it's a bit more liney, but very similar. I'm pretty happy with that. It's a slightly different perspective as well. Quite often looking at the job is as important as doing the job. Just making sure that everything's right. One of the things that we learned at art school is how to look at something instead of trying to use your brain to remember it. Because when you picture an apple in your mind's eye, you go back to primary school where you had that chart with the letter A and a picture of a green apple. And it's very difficult to actually not draw that apple when you're trying to draw an apple. So your brain will constantly revert back to your imagination's mind's eye sort of view of the object. So actually truly looking at something is a skill in and of itself. Alright. I'm going to save that there. And the only thing I can think of that's left to do is to pop the hole in the tail. Let's do that now. Okay, I'm going to wrap up the stream, everybody. Thanks for watching. sticking around, and I'll see you. No, I won't. You'll see me though in the next video. Hopefully, I'll see some comments in the chat.